Central Control is back, and this time it's the big one. Let's talk all about Central Control version 2. Now, it wouldn't be a Central Control launch video unless we did a little user showcase. So let's do that right now. This first one is from a friend of mine, Wes Hoverneck, and he's built himself a custom vMix controller using nothing more than a load of bananas and a chili. It looks really cool. Personally, I think I'm going to stick to more traditional control surfaces like this one. However, amazing work. This next one is actually from me. This is on a festival I did a few months back working with a drum and bass artist called Hybrid Minds. I was using a Stream Deck through Central Control to control Resolume to give me some extra controls of logos, stuff like that, effects. And it just gave me really easy access to them because I could even have custom icons on each Stream Deck key. So I kind of knew what I was pressing before I pressed it. This last one is from Joe Lott, who used Central Control on a tour he just did to control his ATEM from his media server. So the same time-coded light show and video show would run every night, and the ATEM would be synchronized with the rest of that. So the same camera moves, the same fades, cuts would happen every night. Really cool setup. Keep sending these in and we'll feature them in the next video. Since the beginning of Central Control, the workflow has typically been that you have controllers and then you have devices that you want to control with those controllers. But what if events on devices could trigger commands on other devices? Well, that's exactly what triggers are. Events can be mapped to any command available in Central Control with if-else logic available. A great use case for this would be if you had an ATEM-based setup, but we're, say, using vMix to handle video playback. You could set it up so when a certain input, the vMix system, was on program, it would automatically roll the video in vMix, and then on vMix you could add a trigger so it would automatically transition back to whatever was on preview on the ATEM. Really useful for one-man operations. Timecode is used in live shows to synchronize lighting, video, effects, and a whole lot more. Lighting consoles and media servers have always enjoyed this functionality. However, video switchers, Microsoft PowerPoint, smart light bulbs, and much more have always been left out. Well, not anymore. By combining the new LTC and MTC input devices with the new triggers functionality, you can now trigger any device in Central Control based off the incoming timecode. By popular demand, we now support the Behringer X32 and X-Air series of mixers and, of course, their Midas counterparts. This is incredibly useful as in the case of the rack-based units, it allows you to add a tactile control surface. Even something really affordable like the APC Mini will work. And then in the case of the bigger desks, it's still really useful because you can combine this with the triggers functionality. So when you rolled a video in vMix, you could have it mute your microphones, and then when the video finished, you could have it unmute the microphones. If you own a Blackmagic switcher with the SuperSource functionality, you'll know just how powerful it is. With Central Control 2, we allow you to take it a step further using what we call SuperSource Animator. SuperSource Animator allows you to create presets of the current settings of SuperSource and then easily manage and animate between the presets using different transition effects. Better yet, if you're using a Stream Deck, you can even display little thumbnails for each of your presets on the keys. A common request has always been to control multiple instances of the same device in some kind of mirrored configuration. For example, you might have multiple vMix systems set up for redundant video playback or ISO recording. Previously, you'd have to map the command each time once for each device, which was both time-consuming and error-prone. With the command splitter, all you do is pick one device to be the source device, map the commands to that, and then you can pick up to 4 of the same device type to follow the source device. This is much quicker, much more reliable, and much easier to set up. Let's talk about control mapping. Since the beginning of Central Control, we've had this quick assign functionality that allows for really, really fast assignment of commands and allows you to map a control in literally minutes. But I thought we could do better. So in Central Control 2, you can select multiple controls in the control list, right-click them, click Assign Commands, and like it was magic, it will go through the list, assigning commands to each control in the list, automatically incrementing relevant parameters. With this, you can easily map controllers in literally minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, something like that. As well as this, you can also right-click commands copy all the commands, paste commands to it, or delete all commands, just allowing for really quick management of controls and commands. The device mapping window also now allows you to clone layers. So if you've got a layer and you want to have another layer that is mostly the same but just has some slight changes to it, you can now create a clone of the first layer, select that, make your changes, and it's done. Central Control 2 is available right now, and it's available in 3 different editions, and we call them Intro, Pro, and Elite. Intro provides an entry-level version for users that are just getting started, with a limit of 5 device instances per project. Pro provides unlimited devices per project and powerful features such as the SuperSource animator and the command splitter. Elite gives users advanced automation functionality such as timecode input and triggers. Now, if you've already bought into Central Control, are we taking stuff away from you? Are you now limited to 5 devices? No, wrong. Anyone who's already bought into Central Control will automatically be upgraded to a Pro license at no additional cost. So you still retain unlimited devices per project, and you can use great new features such as the SuperSource animator and the command splitter. You can also upgrade to Elite at the cost of only $50, and you can do that whenever you like. Additionally, if you buy in at Intro, you can always upgrade to Pro or Elite at any time just by paying the difference. That's going to do it for this video. Central Control 2 is available right now from the Central Control website. Please see the Central Control blog for a full list of changes because there's a lot more than what I've just discussed in this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.